welcome you in geological knowledge. So as we are dealing with the objective geology series, especially for JAM, BHU, PET or other entrance examination related to post-graduation entrance, and in that series we have discussed some basic topics like fold, fault, and in precursor to that we have also discussed some uh, internal structure of the earth, that is the crust, the mantle or the core. So in the continuation of that series we will deal today, or we will discuss about the joints. What are the basic points about joints and how they occur, what are their classification. Okay, so we will start our discussion, but if you have not watched the previous videos, just go into the playlist. I have created the playlist for your convenience and you can watch all those videos because they are very important videos for your exam perspective, and basically they deal with the basics of the topics. Okay, so just go and watch the video. So let's start our today's discussion, and this is dedicated to the joints terminology, so basic terms which are generally used in the joints. So first question is joint. What is responsible for jointing of the rocks? Genesis, forces acting on the rock, or the genesis and the various factors acting on the rock, or the precipitation. Okay, so that is the genesis as well as the various forces acting on the rock. Okay, so we may find a quite large proportion of outcrops of any of these rocks practically free from the joints at some places, but at times other places the same type of rock that can be heavily jointed, showing cracks or some fissures or the cracks of greater variety. Hence it's not only genesis of the rock which is responsible for these structures, but also the forces acting on them. Okay, so these two, genesis and as well as the various forces acting on the bedrock, they are the responsible for the jointing of the rocks. Okay, next one is joint is always accompanied by openings. So this is false. Joints may be open or closed. Okay, open joints, they are those which the blocks have been separated or opened up for small distances. Okay, but in terms of closed joints there is no such separation. So joint is always accompanied by openings. That is not right, that is the false. Option B is correct here. Okay, it can be open or it can be joined both, sorry, open and closed both. Okay, so that depends on various type of factors. We will discuss it one by one. Next one is fractures along which there have been no relative displacement is called as. So actually this is given the definition of the joints, and you have to take it care in your mind whenever you go for the joints, that the fractures, okay, joints, sorry, faults, they are also called as fractures, and joints, they are also known as fractures, but the fractures along which there has been no relative movement or relative displacement, so these are known as joints. But in terms of faults, the relative displacement is necessary. Okay, but in case of joints there is no such relative displacement, so that is option B. As the same is given here, joints are defined as divisional planes or the fracture planes along which there has been no relative displacement. Okay, so here option B is the right answer. The open joints are gradually enlarged due to rains, winds, weathering or the sunlight. So that is the weathering process. So open joints are those in which the blocks, they have been separated or opened up for the small distances. Okay, and in a direction at right angles to the fracture surface. Okay, this is important, that the fractures, the open joints in which the blocks, they have been separated or opened up for small distances in a direction at right angles to the fracture surface. So that direction should be at 90 degrees to the or the perpendicular to the fracture surface. So these may be gradually enlarged by weathering process and develop fissures in the rocks. Okay, so open joints, they are gradually enlarged due to the important process of weathering. Okay, that is option C, right. Fifth one is the type of joints. The type of joint usually found: open joints, closed joints, open and closed both type of joints, or the faulted joints. So that is the open and closed. Okay, these two types of joints, they are very common. There may or may not be an opening up of blocks perpendicular to the joint plane, hence the joints may be open or closed. Okay, there may or may not be an opening up of blocks perpendicular to the joint plane, hence the joints may be of open or closed nature. Okay, so that is option C is the right answer. Sixth one is, when the joints are prominent and extending for considerable depths, what are they known as? Continuous joints, discontinuous joints, deep joints, or the prominent joints. So these are known as the continuous joints. As the definition itself relates with the option, that when the joints are prominent and extending for considerable depth, means with the continuous depth. So the joints which are quite prominent and they are extending for a considerable depth, and considerable depth as well as considerable thickness, so they are known as continuous joints. Okay, next one is, what are the continuous joints also known as? Uniform joints, normal joints, prime joints, or the master joints. So the continuous joints, they are also known as master joints. Almost all joints are discontinuous in the strict sense, because these disappear with depth in the crust of the earth. Okay, so that is the master joints. So what are the master joints? So in sedimentary rocks, the joints usually run in two directions at nearly right angles. So one set of joints run parallel to the dip direction and other parallel to the strike direction. Of these, one set of joints is commonly more strongly developed and extend for long distances. So such well developed joints, they are known as the master joints. Okay, so what is important to remember, that master joints, they run in two directions at nearly right angles. One is parallel to the dip direction and another is parallel to the strike direction. Okay, so here option D, that is master joints, is the right answer. Next one is, the streaks or bands filling material in the rocks, they are called as color pigments, resins, veins, or the pore spaces or pores. So those are the veins. So what happens, that in many cases the open joints, they got filled by solution of secondary material. Okay, that crystallizes or precipitates, thereby forming the thin or thick streaks bands of the filling material. So these are simply called as veins, and veins are very important for the ore mineralization. Okay, like the Singhbhum shear zone, or in Singhbhum, the uranium province, as we have discussed previously about the uranium provinces of India. So that's Singhbhum uranium province, that is completely of vein type. So that uranium that is occurring in the district of areas of Jadugoda, Narva Pahar, or Bhatin, as we have discussed. So these all belong to the vein type deposition. So all the uranium mineralization has taken place in the veins. Okay, especially of igneous rocks. Okay, so the correct answer here is the C, veins. Next one is when the thickness is greater than 20 centimeter, the veins area is called as thick veins, fissure veins, joint veins, or the broad veins. So that is the fissure veins. So the thin or thick filling material in the joint of the rock, these are known as veins, as we have discussed. But when these thin and where their thickness exceeds 20 centimeter, they are known as fissure veins. Okay, and they are again very important uh, places for the deposition of the ore minerals. Next one is joint don't have any dip or strike. So there is a statement given here that joints don't have dip and strike, whether it is true or the false. So this is straight away you have to take it as false, because joints have dip and strike both, the dip being their inclination with the horizontal and the strike being the direction of the intersection of joints plane with the horizontal plane. So it's like the same as we go for the simple dip and strike. Okay, so joint dip and joint strike, that is also with the same definition. So here option A is correct, that is the given statement that joints don't have dips and strikes, that is false. Okay, next one is pick the wrong statement. Here four statements are given there and you have to identify the wrong statement. A joint set is the group of joint surfaces. The surface trend is same in same direction. The surface have almost same dip, or the joint surfaces don't trend in the same direction. So these four statements are given here and you have to pick one which is the wrong in these four statements. So we must go for the right ones, because what we know about which were right ones, if we know the right statements, obviously we will be able to understand that which one is wrong statement. So first one is a joint set is a group of joint surface. Okay, so what happens that commonly the rocks contain a large number of joints which lie more or less parallel to one another. So these parallel joints together they form a joint set. So means that is option A is right. The surface trend is always the surface trend in same direction. So that is also right. The surface have almost same dip. Okay, since joints they are well defined fracture surface, their position in space is recorded in terms of dip and strike. And if we talk about the dip and strike of joints, they are measured in the same way as in the sedimentary strata, or in the other general dip and strike is measured in the same way. So the surface have almost same dip as well as the same direction. So these are also right. Fourth one is the joint surfaces don't trend in the same direction. So this is wrong. Okay, that is a joint set is a group of two or more joint surfaces trending in the same direction with almost the same dip. Okay, so here option D is the wrong one. Next one is group of joint set are called as joint system, joint group, joint class, or the joint collection. So these are known as joint system. So we have discussed previously about the joint set, but what happen very often two or more joint sets, when the large number of joints which lie parallel to one another, so these parallel joints together they form a joint set. We have discussed it. But very often two or more sets of joints they occur in the rock which break them into two large nearly rectangular blocks. So these rectangular blocks or two or more sets together, two or more joint sets together, they constitute a joint system. As the written here, a joint system is a group of two or more joint sets. A joint set is a group of two or more joint surfaces trending in the same direction with almost the same dip. So this is the right answer, that is the A. So this was our basic terminology, some basic discussion about the joints, and next we will discuss about the classification, okay, as well as the orientation of the joints. Okay, thank you.